I got band 7.5 in IELTS writing. If the quality of your writing is similar to what I'm about to show you, you can get at least a band 7. Now, this prompt is taken from Cambridge IELTS 14 Test 4. It's called a direct question essay or a double question essay. It's one of the 5 most common essay types that appear in IELTS Writing Task 2. Let's read the prompt, shall we? Nowadays, many people choose to be self-employed rather than to work for a company or organization. Why might this be the case? What could be the disadvantages of being self-employed? Now, as always, we'll have to make the plan first before putting pen to paper. So in the introductory paragraph, we'll write the paraphrase and the thesis statement. Next, we'll write body paragraph 1. Notice that there are 2 questions in the prompt. One is this, and the other is this one. So in body paragraph 1, we'll cover the first question, this one. That is the reasons. The first thing that comes to mind is freedom and flexibility. And the other reason for choosing self-employment would be, in my opinion, making an impact on society. Then we'll move on to the other body paragraph, in which we'll cover the second question: what could be the disadvantages of being self-employed? So obviously, we will talk about the disadvantages. One disadvantage could be likelihood of failure. If you choose to be self-employed, your venture could be a failure, right? And the other thing that comes to mind is overwork and stress. If you're running your own business, you have to face a lot of stress. Summary and restatement. All right, so this is our plan, the skeleton of the essay. Now we can actually begin to write the essay itself. So in the introductory paragraph, we'll write the paraphrase and the thesis statement, meaning that we will write in our own words the concept that is described here. Nowadays, many people choose to be self-employed. So instead of nowadays, we can use a different expression, such as in recent years, there has been a growing trend towards entrepreneurship as more and more individuals opt to work for themselves instead of working for a company. So this is a paraphrase of what was already given in the prompt. Now we're going to write the thesis statement. This essay will explore the reasons behind this rising trend and the potential disadvantages. Now, we don't want to copy the exact word mentioned in the prompt. So instead of writing disadvantages, we can write something else, such as demerits or drawbacks. Potential drawbacks that come with it. Okay, our introductory paragraph is ready. Now we'll move on to the first body paragraph. First and foremost, the reasons, freedom and flexibility, and then making an impact. A lot of people choose to start their own business because of the promise of freedom and flexibility with regard to work hours and time management, right? So this is one of the perks of having your own business. You are the master of your own will. The rigid work hours in traditional 9 to 5 jobs are considered, instead of using the word considered, we can use deemed, which has the same meaning, of course, deemed to limiting. Limiting means restrictive. So can we give an example? For example, I worked as a proofreader a long time ago for a newspaper. It was the Daily Star. So I can provide this example related to the proofreading job. For example, a proofreader working for a newspaper is not able to pursue other interests while stationed at the office. But, okay, instead of using a full stop here, we can actually use a comma and extend the sentence even further. If we can do this correctly, we might get better marks in grammatical range and accuracy. Could easily do so if they had their own business. All right, we've talked about freedom and flexibility. Now we'll mention making an impact on society. Second, using a linker or connective here. Second, many people are drawn to self-employment because it offers them an opportunity to serve and make an impact on society. All right, so our first body paragraph is done. Now we'll graduate to the second body paragraph. Entrepreneurship is not an unmixed blessing. However, so we're making an opposite point here. Not everything about entrepreneurship is all fun and games. There are some challenges, some downsides. It has its share of challenges. Notice that we are not using the exact word mentioned in the prompt itself, which is disadvantages. We're using a different word, challenges. One major drawback is that the newly started business could very well prove to be a failure, in which case the entrepreneur runs the risk going bankrupt. and losing their livelihood. Likelihood of failure. This is one of the challenges or drawbacks of being self-employed. This has been mentioned already. Now we're going to mention the other point, the other demerit, which is overwork and stress. Yet another demerit of entrepreneurship is that it often occasions means causes, it often causes, but instead of using the word causes, which is so commonplace, we're using a slightly more advanced word so that we can get better marks in vocabulary, which is lexical resource. Great deal of overwork and stress. So this is common knowledge, right? When you are running your own business, when you are managing your own business, you have to work so much more. Since someone, note that when you're writing a task to essay, it's true that you have to generate ideas, but do remember that you don't need any fancy radical ideas. Starting their own business has to look after many aspects of the farm, including what? Accounting and administration. For instance, now we're going to use an example. When Chaldal came into being as a startup in Dhaka, not only did its founders build a website to showcase the products that it would sell, but they also worked as human resources and marketing professionals. Right. So I'm using here a specific example of a startup, a business called Chaldal. So this is my example. When Chaldal came into being as a startup in Dhaka, not only did its founders build a website to showcase the products that it would sell, but they also worked as human resources and marketing professionals. So the point I'm making here is that when you have your own business, you have to work like a superhuman, which contributes to overwork and stress. To sum up, there are a number of factors that may spur an individual to choose self-employment. One of those, scratch that. I could actually make the sentence a bit more complex, like so. Chief among which is the amount of. So notice that we're not going to mention anything new here. We're just going to restate and summarize our existing points. Freedom and flexibility. This is something that was already discussed in body paragraph 1. And flexibility it brings by the same token. Entrepreneurship can pose certain challenges. Yes, because entrepreneurship is not an unmixed blessing, as we mentioned in body paragraph 2. Likelihood of overwork and stress, to name a few. All right, so this is our conclusion. To sum up, there are a number of factors that may spur an individual to choose self-employment, chief among which is the amount of freedom and flexibility it brings. Wow, this has been quite a long sentence and also a complex sentence. By the same token, entrepreneurship can pose certain challenges, likelihood of failure, overwork, and stress, to name a few. All right, time for a quick review. In recent years, there has been a growing trend towards entrepreneurship as more and more individuals opt to work for themselves instead of working for a company. This essay will explore the reasons behind this rising trend and the potential drawbacks that come with it. First and foremost, a lot of people choose to start their own business because of the promise of freedom and flexibility with regard to work hours and time management. The rigid work hours in traditional 9-to-5 jobs are deemed too limiting. For example, a proofreader working for a newspaper is not able to pursue other interests while stationed at the office. Okay, I think I missed a word here, but, so I just added the word but. For example, a proofreader working for a newspaper is not able to pursue other interests while stationed at the office, but could easily do so if they had their own business. Second, many people are drawn to self-employment because it offers them an opportunity to serve and make an impact on society. Alrighty. The second body paragraph, entrepreneurship is not an unmixed blessing, however. It has its share of challenges. One major drawback is that the newly started business could very well prove to be a failure, in which case the entrepreneur runs the risk of going bankrupt and losing their livelihood. Yet another demerit of entrepreneurship is that it often occasions a great deal of overwork and stress, since someone starting their own business has to look after many aspects of the firm, including accounting and administration. For instance, when Chaldal came into being as a startup in Dhaka, not only did its founders build a website to showcase the products that it would sell, but they also worked as human resources and marketing professionals. Finally, our conclusion. The conclusion is very important. Please make sure not to leave it out. To sum up, there are a number of factors that may spur an individual to choose self-employment, chief among which is the amount of freedom and flexibility it brings. By the same token, entrepreneurship can pose certain challenges, likelihood of failure, overwork, and stress, to name a few. Remember that task 2 carries twice the marks as task 1. Therefore, it is extremely important, so much so that some IELTS instructors recommend writing the answer to task 2 at first and then moving on to task 1. I think it's a good idea. If you've enjoyed the video or if you've found this video beneficial, please give it a like or comment, or you can subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you.